Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. So Bortoletto is out of qualifying, is what we're hearing. Obviously disqualified from the sprint race. So I've got no doubt it's to do with that. So let's see what on earth is going on. Ugh. So 21 cars, Nico Hulkenberg is back for this one, but his fellow Audi driver, Gabriel Bortoletto, is unfortunately out. So yeah, bad day for Audi, that's for sure. Looking at this. So we're off Q1, 17 minutes on the clock. I don't know how far behind that is, 60 minutes on that one. So there you go. We've got a timing screen, a TV lag, and we've got a delay, just what we always like. So obviously part Ferme has been lifted. The teams can actually make adjustments to their cars after the sprint race. So that's the other big thing that's come out of it from obviously the previous years. So now they can take on board exactly what they learned in the sprint race. They can put it to practice and they can make some changes. So yeah. Ferrari complaining about problems with tyres. Some things never change. Cadillac getting some nice miles in for their sponsors. Obviously, first home Grand Prix. So we still lose 6, but as I said, Bortoletto isn't starting, so he's one of the 6 that we're naturally going to leave and going to lose. So stop the clock. Behrman's on pole. Stop the count if you're a Haas fan. Oh dear. Hulkenberg's obviously got a lot of time on his hands after missing the sprint race earlier. I'm not sure what commentary everyone's got at home, but I've got Martin Brundle in my ears, and he's clearly suffering from a sore throat. He sounds absolutely terrible, bless him. 5 weeks off and he's back with a cold. Not what we wanted to, really. So Hulkenberg's out on the medium tyres, not quite sure why. Everyone else on the softs. So you've got Verstappen top, Leclerc second. Oh, Norris has gone second. Interesting that gap's now appeared, isn't it, between Isaac Hadjar and Max Verstappen. Wasn't there at the start of the season. Now it's very firmly seems to be back. The curse of the Red Bull second cars absolutely here, isn't it? Oof. I love the way everyone gets excited about Q1. You know, it's a banker lap. I mean, come on, it's a banker lap. You put a lap in, you bank your time, and literally you make sure that you haven't got to do a second run if needs be. So, as much as we'd like to see some revival at the top, I'm not quite sure that a 129.099 is going to be anywhere near cutting it. So, yeah, I think they're going to be ahead of themselves. So we've got Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Hasjer, Behrman, Ocon, Lindblad. Then Hulkenberg, Alonso, Perez, then Stroll as well, and Sainz. So Mercedes yet to come out. They're clearly holding on and waiting. Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm sorry. That's Oscar. Oscar's on the TV feed, and that car, he's clearly recharging. Sounds terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds awful. Absolutely awful. So Ancelotti banks his lap. Ancelotti's up into P2. No surprises there. Expecting more from George Russell. George Russell's been disappointed all weekend. Kimi's clearly got the better of him. I know that Kimi obviously got frustrated in the sprint race earlier, got that 5-second penalty, but he's certainly been the better out of the two Mercedes drivers this weekend. That's for sure. Kimi's run the U set, by the way, as well. So he's obviously got some more to come when they put him on. But I think they're just getting through this one on a U set. They've only got one set of hards for the race tomorrow. Most of them have anyway. Obviously, we've got weather forecast due as well. There's not been an update yet over whether or not we're going to move the start time. There was some talk that they're going to move the start time right away to the beginning. They've declared it a weather race, which means they'll be able to make changes to the team. Albon taking the escape route, looking for the water at the marina. So where we are, top 10, Verstappen, Antonelli, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, Hasjer, Piastri, Russell, Behrman, and Ocon are our top 10 currently. Like I said, Bortoletto didn't make it out, so Bortoletto is out. He will be cast as one of the 6 people going out, so there'll be another 5 to obviously join him at the end of Q1 in 8 minutes' time. Obviously, normal rules apply for a sprint race. If it's a red flag, then we get the clock stopped, unlike a practice session where it carries on going. I'm not sure his grandstands look full, if I'm honest. That Racing Bulls livery, they've been talking about it. It's like it's lime. It's clearly lemon. Not quite sure where they got lime from it, but so far nothing exciting is happening. There seems to be nothing different happening in terms of what we've got and what's going on. And Lawson's lap, he's in P6. He's on a brand new set, so there's no surprise to see him rocking at the table there. Ollie Behrman's going well, to be honest. That's another good lap from Ollie Behrman. Had a disappointing sprint qualifying. Piastri's got a bit of work to do, but P10 he should be fine all the way back down there. Oh. Bortoletto is in his car. Obviously, he was disqualified in the sprint race. It looked like he was missing from qualifying. The only thing that I can think of, they may just be trying to get a banker lap in terms of just getting him out there and actually just getting a lap to do a test on it. If he's had an engine problem, they might just well be wanting to get a banking lap out, not so much set a time, but just run some tests on it to make sure it's right for the race tomorrow. If they've had to change it. Croft has transferred Valtteri Bottas to Haas. That's a move that Cadillac didn't see coming, and it's a move that obviously Valtteri himself didn't know about. Wait and see what these Alpines can do. Colapinto P10. Colapinto's had a good weekend, to be honest, so far this weekend. Out-qualified Pierre Gasly for the first time in a long time yesterday. Obviously running on Mercedes Power for 2026. A lot of talk about how they feel comfortable with the car. Franco's looking a lot more settled, if I'm honest, than what he has been. Oh dear. Charles Leclerc doesn't. It sounds like he's got a problem. Gab is on his way out. I can't tell nowadays whether or not these cars actually sound good or bad. To be honest, some of it's just how they sound. If I'm honest, when we look at it. George Russell's off the pace again. George Russell just doesn't look like he's on the pace at all. He just looks like something's missing this weekend from him. So 1:30 is looking like the cut-off, is what we're hearing. So 1:30 is the safe time. Obviously 3 minutes left. Bortoletto is out on track. That is a shock, to be honest. Bonkers. Oh, Ansel's top again. I mean, George Russell's in trouble. George Russell needs to get a shift on this weekend. Yeah, P7, he's well off the pace here. He doesn't look like he's going to trouble at all. George doesn't. Black and white flag for Franco Colapinto. Track limits. There's only like literally 3 corners, I believe they were saying earlier, where you can actually get track limits, which feels bonkers that there's only 3 corners around here and they're still doing track limits. Right, so where are we? Antonelli, Verstappen, Norris, Behrman, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Hulkenberg, Hadjar, Lawson, Colapinto, Piastri, and Gasly are your top 13. I can't see further down past that one. That's a good luck from Hadjar to bank that one, to be honest. Alex Albon sneaking up to P11 there. Not seeing a lot of Williams, to be honest. Carlos Sainz has been absolutely critical over Williams. Not happy at all, it didn't seem like. So Lawson's took the flag. So here we go. We're just waiting to see who else is in the shake-up now. As I said, Gabriel Bortoletti is clearly on a reconnaissance lap. I don't understand why they're trying to make it out like he's on any more than that. Piastri is going to scrape through, it looks like, by the skin of his teeth, literally. 16th for Piastri. He's literally just scraped through. So it looks like we got Lindblad, Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Perez, and Bortoletto all out. Piastri saves a set of softs to go back in. that's going to be one of those. It's either inspired or not, isn't it? For Piastri. But yeah, so Antonelli best time. Leclerc P2, Verstappen P3, Norris P4, Hasler P5, Behrman P6, Hamilton P7, Russell P8, Sainz P9, Colapinto P10, Lawson P11, Hulkenberg P12, Albon P13, Ocon P14, Gasly P15, and Piastri P16 rounds out Q1. So Q1 exits are Lindblad, Alonso, Stroll, Bottas, Perez, and Bortoletto, who managed to get out for pretty much a reconnaissance lap. So far, it looks like it's going to be the same pretty much as what we had before, with the top of the charts. You can tell we're on a bank holiday weekend. It's absolutely chucking it down here. Literally, raining cats and dogs is the phrase here. So still going to be having their Miami roof party tomorrow. I'm not entirely convinced that it's somewhere I want to be in this weather. I don't know what the weather's doing for the rest of the weekend, but there we go. That's better. Blimey, that's one hell of a list going to the stewards there that I saw. So there seems to be absolutely no shock whatsoever. Cadillac 2.4 and 2.7 seconds off. I mean, I'm not being fit. That's a bad place to be honest. Just seeing a replay on the TV of Gabriel Bortoletto on fire, basically. I'm not sure it was wise to rush him out before tomorrow. That air intake on that Racing Bulls is just absolutely phenomenally stupidly big. I haven't seen anyone else with an air intake that big yet, so I'm not quite sure why that is, to be honest. Behrman's had another solid Q1 performance. Continues to perform for Haas. So we're waiting for Bortoletto's Audi to be towed back to the garage after they put the fire out. Just laughing at the Oscar Piastri radio about them saying that he's safely through. Skin of his teeth, I think, would probably be a better phrase. As Roy Keane would say, there's the prawn sandwich brigade. Zach Brown saying that Toto's turned his engine down, basically. obviously doesn't like the fact that McLaren beaten him. So he's literally put a cheat code in their engine to peg them back. So that double yellow you're seeing is for Bortoletto's stop car, which they're currently putting out. So that's why we've got a delay currently at the moment. So they're just waiting to tow that back to the garage. They've put the fire, I believe, out. There you go, 16:29 local time. So another couple of minutes yet before we get back underway. Obviously going to lose another 6 after this one as well. So with 22 cars, Cadillac's first home qualifying. Obviously did sprint qualifying yesterday, but didn't go too well. Looks a little bit more promising for Aston Martin. Lance Stroll actually got on track. Lance Stroll got to actually do some laps and do some qualifying. Whew. The Macarena wings. But we're saying these flappy rear wings are working, these Macarena rear wings, but they're not producing any results yet. Nobody's actually, we haven't seen a Ferrari on pole yet, and we certainly haven't seen a Red Bull anywhere near pole yet. So, as much as I'm all for innovation, I think there's a bit of proof in the pudding here. Just watching Kroon trying to explain Franco's black and white flag. Basically, there is no black and white flag for it. Whew. Q2, here we go. Williams being through is good, to be honest. Peter Bear looks like he should be selling ice cream in that Racing Bulls outfit. Leader in the Minions, of course. Minions, assemble! And we're off. Q2 is underway. Ted Kravitz is talking about Williams 6/10 of a second they found on Carlos's car. He's obviously going to be happy with that one because ultimately he was very sort of critical yesterday, wasn't he, when he was talking about them. So here we go. I think Antonelli is the one to watch for today, from what I'm seeing. I think he's got to grips with that car. So there we go. Verstappen has put his lap in. Hasler's got his lap in. So Hasler's got a 128.9. It's not a bad lap, to be honest. Max just above him. It's not, to be honest, that's not a bad lap from Isaac Hasler. Leclerc, I feel, is going to go faster though. Leclerc's fastest in sector 1. Yeah, I think Leclerc's gonna put this one in. Sainz up into P4. Someone's had something. There we go. Leclerc goes top 128.5. Hamilton top on 128.4. Ocon P5. Antonelli's on the lap currently pushing. Antonelli's gone purple middle sector. Norris had a track deleted, a lap deleted, a track deleted, a lap deleted. Piastri back to where he knows. Just watch Antonelli coming through now. Antonelli's over a second down. Yeah, look at that. Antonelli's well in there then. He's looking a lot more comfortable, Kimi is, to be honest. Like I say, George seems to be really struggling this weekend. Kimi obviously likes Miami from last year, obviously sprint pole last year. So he's obviously something about the track he clearly likes. George, on the other hand, just seems to be in a bit of a nothing. Lando's obviously had that lap deleted. That's why he's all the way down. Yeah, see, George Russell, see, look, P3. Just can't get anywhere near Kimi Antonelli's time at all this weekend. Verstappen and Hasler's lap now is not looking as good. Excuse me. We've got a bit of a lull. There isn't much happening on track again. Waiting for the next run. Lando's going back out. Needs a lap. Andrea Stella asking Zach why GP's having his job, according to Laurent Mekies. It's a touchy subject. Martin Brundle was talking about drivers being to 3 decimal places. I'm not sure that's a wise idea on the TV feed. Well, interestingly, we have got on the TV feed 3 decimal places back, and yet ironically, no one's talking about it. So currently, we've only got Lando out on track, so we're obviously in a bit of a lull before the next set of runs. We've got what, 6 minutes left? So Norris has done a. He's clearly hasn't hit a flying lap yet. Looking at it. Well, Lando needs a lap. That's why Lando's out there with that track deleted. So Lando's got a 30 flat, a 33.7 middle sector, so he should actually post an average time. To be honest, we should see him rocket up after this one, providing he keeps it within track limits, of course. P9 for Lando. There we go. So that's a banker lap in, if nothing else. Obviously, there's someone with Tommy if he needs to do another run. He might have to with that one. Was he 129.040? It's going to be tight. I think he's going to have to look at doing a lap, if I'm honest. I don't think Lando's is enough, to be honest. I think Lando's will have to go again. Right, here we go. What we've got, 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. Right, so here we go. So Mercedes, I think, it clearly found something in their cars. I don't know whether it's cooler track. We know that Mercedes struggle with obviously higher track temperatures. It's something they've been absolutely inherent all these years, even with McLaren having the same car, not having the same problems. So currently outside the drop zone, we've got Lawson, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Behrman, and Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz are the 6 drivers currently facing elimination in Q2. Probably got enough for one more round of laps, to be honest. Looking at it, maybe 2 at a push, looking at what they got. Looks like Kimmy's going to go. He's going to be close. Might go a bit faster here. Going to see Piastri's close across the line as well. There you go. Kimi 128.289. Those McLarens are currently absolutely nowhere. They're going to need something in Q3, that's for sure. I'm not too sure they can put anything out of the bag on this one. Sainz has only managed to P11. It's not going to be enough to get Williams through. Gasly and Colapinto still to go. Norris will be hoping this doesn't get any faster. Looking at this. That's a good lap by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen up into P1. I'm not sure whether Lando's going to bail on this one, to be honest. Look at this. He might piss. Oh, Antonelli track limits. That's got to be a worry for Kim Antonelli for tomorrow as well. So Hulkenberg, Lawson, Behrman, Sainz, Ocon, and Albon are the ones out at the moment. Just wait and see if anyone can improve on their final laps. I'm not too sure they can. Certainly, no one of any interest who's gonna jump up. So yeah, Haas seems to have lost their pace in this one. So we've got Max Verstappen with the Macarena wing in P1 currently. So who's getting pole? If there's anyone in the chat, let me know who do you think's getting pole now. I still think I'm going to put my money on Antonelli still. I think there's enough in there to come back in and get pole. I'm expecting better from McLaren, but I'm not sure where they find it currently, if I'm honest, looking at it. In Q1 and Q2, they certainly haven't shown anything so far that makes you think they've got enough pace to come back. Oh, race control noting something. It annoys me that we can't make a decision after the session. Do you know what? It's my biggest bugbear. Why is it always after the session with the stewards? I mean, we're sat watching commercials now, so what are the stewards doing? I mean, ultimately, if you've got a situation now which can affect qualifying, you need to be. This is what, we've got literally tenths, sometimes even 100ths of thousands of a second between someone who's potentially gone out here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have a conversation after the qualifying to decide what to do with it. I mean, it's not like it's going to take forever to watch the replay. We've got enough time to watch the replay. The stewards aren't watching anything currently, are they? And I thought that's the whole point of having this race control in Geneva. The whole point of having all of this AI technology they brought in and everything that they said was going to make things faster. Why are we still investigating drivers after the actual events? Why are we waiting before qualifying's been and done before we bring them into the stewards to make a decision? It's an absolute, for me, it's just bonkers that we saw it in obviously the sprint qualifying with Liam Lawson and the incident there where they had it on that one. So yeah, it's like we're gonna wait and then we're gonna make a decision and then we're gonna go, oh, do you know what? We should have done better with that one. We should have got that lap deleted, or we were driving excessively slow, or whatever it was. But we're not going to take any action because we didn't investigate it whilst the actual race was going on. Just bonkers. Absolute bonkers. But still, I'm still going for Kimi Antonelli pole. I think that Max is gonna get. I'm going to say P3. I think that one of the McLarens is going to sneak back into it. Alex Albon's currently on the TV feed. Clearly not happy, same as Carlos was in yesterday. Pure frustration, obviously. Charles Leclerc thinks he's got damage from going over the curb. Crazy, crazy. So yeah, let me know who you think's getting polled in the chat. Who's your money on? Are you agreeing with me over Kimi, or do you think Max Verstappen can hold this one? Let's just swap into Zach Brown before Q3 gets underway. Right, here we go. Q3. Let's go. Q3. Right, we're off Q3. See what we got. Right, let's go. Let's see if we're right with this one. You can tell how bad it is that we're sat discussing what the batteries are doing, and this is a problem the fans have got. I mean, we're sat talking about recharges, and we're sat talking about all of these things. And reality is, we don't really care as fans. We just want to see racing on track. Um, I'm a tech guy, but the state of a recharge on a Formula One car doesn't interest me at all. I just want to know who's going to go fastest and who's going to actually get some time on the board and actually get some laps in. So, right, let's see what we've got then. Piastri is first to go. So we've got Piastri, Norris, Hadja, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Colapinto, Gasly, and Verstappen for Q3. Obviously, Oscar is going to be purple. He's the first on track for the first run. I'm expecting 2 runs, to be honest, looking at it. I don't see any more than that. These tyres aren't going to really last more than that either. So, in terms of the race tomorrow, I'm expecting if it stays dry, that is a one-stop strategy. Hard and mediums. Everyone's got a set of tyres left. Obviously, sprint weekend, you get one set of tyres less than a normal race weekend as well. They've used most of those into the sprint. So Leclerc's purple. Obviously, like I say, Piastri's got the first time because he's first one to go. So don't read too much into his time in terms of him going purple. So here we go. Right. Let's see. So Piastri's first to go. Yeah, interestingly, the top 10's dominated by 5 teams again, isn't it? 128.6 for Piastri. Norris about to cross the line next. Piastri's gone provisional pole. That's a big gap there. Verstappen's just eked out. Antonelli's going fast. Is 29.7. Here we go. Antonelli's got a 33.5. I think Antonelli's going to take provisional pole here. Looking at this, I don't see. Oh, that's a huge that from Kimi Antonelli. That is massive. He's absolutely smashed that, to be fair. Whoa. Antonelli is absolutely flying. Absolutely flying. What a lap. What a lap from Kimi Antonelli. Mercedes certainly found their pace, it seems. George is still well off that pace. So we were saying earlier in the stream, George just seems absolutely nowhere near it currently. So first runs are done. Antonelli, Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Piastri, Colapinto, Hadjar, and Gasly are your top 10. All got another run to come. All got another set of tyres to go back on. So they've all got the opportunity to have another go, if nothing else. Whew. Take a breather. I don't see anyone beating Antonelli's time at the moment. I'm not convinced that, 0.3 seconds. Franco would be happy to be ahead of Pierre again. Like I said, he's had an absolutely fantastic weekend. He's been brilliant all weekend, to be honest. He's been really on it, which is what he needs, obviously, when you've got the world of Flavio Briatore sat there. Never good. Not afraid to pull the trigger. Obviously went to the Red Bull School of Drivers. Let's go. Whew. Excuse me. Let's go. Last run. 1:27.798 is the time to beat currently. Both Mercedes drivers are out on track. Piastri's just joined them as well. Lando's out as well. Whew. Looks like that Antonelli pole prediction's becoming good. I can't see how McLaren have gone from where they were to where they are now in the space of an afternoon. I don't believe that Mercedes have found all of that time and Ferrari found all that time. So it just doesn't seem to add up, does it? Just seem bonkers. It's not doing George any good nipping ahead of Kimi, is it? Let's be honest about it. It's the only time George is ahead of Kimi this weekend. He's come out of the pit lane. Certainly not on the track, is he? Russell 33.5. Something's happened to Kimi in sector 1. George Russell then doesn't look like he's made any improvement. Still in P5 currently. Antonelli's clearly had a problem that we're not seeing anywhere. Antonelli's bailed. He's gone in the pits. Like I say, I don't see anyone beating it at all, to be honest. Verstappen's on a lap. I don't think. No. Max has got enough in it. Look, that first set is too far off. He's P3 down on that one. Verstappen P2. Well, I'll say no one's even close, to be honest. Just wait and see what Norris can do, but he looks well off there. No improvement for Norris either. Piastri's in track. That's it. That's it. Antonelli, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Piastri, Colapinto, Haja, and Gasly. So we've got Kimi on pole, Verstappen in P2, Leclerc on P3, Norris in P4, Russell in P5, Hamilton P6, Piastri P7, Colapinto P8, Haja P9, Pierre Gasly in P10. Then we've got Hulkenberg P11, Lawson P12, Behrman P13, Sainz P14, Ocon is P15, Albon is P16, Lindblad is P17, Alonso P18, teammate Lance Stroll is P19. Then we've got the Cadillac drivers. Bottas is first in P20. Perez is in P21. And then Gabriel Bortoleto, who literally got a lap out before he caught on fire. So, yeah, that is it. That is your race watch along. Massive thank you for those who joined me. This is all new. This is obviously something that I've been trying to do. So I'm going to try and get a few leads going for qualifying and some of the free practices as well. So if you do like this sort of thing and you do want to hear more, do me a favor, hit a follow, drop a comment. If you're watching on repeat, do me a favor, please, of dropping a comment so that I know you've seen the video. I'll be back soon. Happy race day tomorrow. All the latest will be over on coffeecornermotorsport.com as well if you want to catch up with all of that. And I will see you all soon. Catch you later.